Welcome to Buddhism philosophy, where streams of cosmic energy, ancient prophecies, and Buddhist wisdom converge at a silent intersection. A place where you don't just hear the message, but feel each ripple resonating in your very own heart. If you are a Leo, a zodiac sign ruled by the sun, born with natural radiance and the aura of a true leader, then please take a few precious moments to pause, place your hand on your chest, take a deep breath, and open your heart to receive a warning. The universe is gently whispering just for you. Because during what may seem like two very calm days, April 14th and 15th, a subtle but powerful energetic shift will occur. A vibration so fine that if you don't recognize it and realign the light within you, the very light that makes you shine in every crowd could begin to dim in silence. And it's not just your light, it's your abundance, your luck, your opportunities, and even the recognition you rightfully deserve that may quietly slip away. Nostradamus, the world-renowned prophet, once left behind a cryptic line that modern astrologers believe was a direct warning for Leo. When light is eclipsed by its own shadow, the lion will no longer hear the roar from within. April 2025, according to the astrological map, marks a rare and deeply impactful moment when the Sun, Leo's ruling planet, forms a powerful square with Pluto. This rare alignment carries immense energy, as Pluto represents hidden power, control, and transformation. When the sun's light, your source of confidence and personal radiance, clashes with Pluto's dark intensity, you may find yourself lost in confusion, doubting your own worth, and making financial decisions without clarity. In similar astrological cycles, such as in 2010 and 2018, many individuals with strong Leo energy experienced what could only be described as the outer light remained, but the inner light had gone out. They kept working. They kept showing up, but the sparkle was gone. They felt stuck. Opportunity slipped through their fingers, and the people who once surrounded them slowly drifted away. None of it came from the outside world. It came from their light being blocked without them even realizing it. And during this energy window on April 14th and 15th, that pattern could repeat itself unless you awaken. Unless you choose not to let a wrong color pull you into the shadows. Because on these 2 days, wearing even one article of clothing with the wrong frequency, just one shade that's misaligned with your inner light, could be enough to nudge you off the brilliant path the universe has carved out for you. And if you've been feeling something slightly off, if you've looked in the mirror lately and wondered, why don't I feel as magnetic as I used to? Why does everything feel a bit faded? But I don't know why. You are not alone. That is the whisper of your dimming light, calling you back to your original energy alignment. And you can begin right now with one simple action that holds immense power. Subscribe to Buddhist Daily Wisdom as a message to the universe that you are ready to hold on to your light, that you choose awareness, choose realignment, and choose to become the brightest, clearest, most tuned-in version of yourself. Because you are Leo. You were not born to be hidden. You were born to shine. Part 1. The astrological and spiritual context of Leo on April 14th and 15th. Not all light shines outward. Some light lives in the heart, subtle yet powerful. And when it's clouded, it doesn't extinguish you. It simply makes you fade. That's what's happening to Leo's energy field on April 14th and 15th. The astrological chart reveals a rare and significant alignment. The Sun, Leo's ruling planet, forms a sharp 90° square with Pluto, the planet of transformation. If the Sun is light, Pluto is darkness. If the Sun represents life, Pluto represents rebirth, but only through collapse. When these two opposing forces clash, nothing stays the same. A deep inner cleansing is unfolding, and Leo, the one who carries their own natural radiance, will be the first to face the test. Nostradamus once wrote, "On the day the sun is partially devoured by an underground black hole, the golden beast will roar, but no sound will come." Many scholars interpret the golden beast as a symbol of Leo, the lion, and the underground black hole as Pluto. In the language of astrology, this is a warning. When your inner light is blocked by energies of control and fear, Leo loses what sets them apart: presence. You don't need anyone to cheer you on to shine, because you are the flame. But on these 2 days, that flame will be tested by your own inner shadows: doubt, instability, wounds without names. At times you may feel like you're no longer the center of the world around you. You're still there. You still act. but your actions create no ripple. You still speak, but your voice no longer resonates. That's the clearest sign your light has slipped off frequency. Buddhism has a deeply rooted saying: when the mind lacks light, every path turns to shadow. And the mind here doesn't mean emotion. It means your inner axis of energy, the center point from which your actions, decisions, and words arise. If this axis is disrupted, then even doing the right thing leads to the wrong result. And the disruption, often, it begins with something as seemingly small as wearing a color that doesn't match your energetic frequency. Because color isn't just fabric, it's reflected light. Every color has a frequency, and when you wear a color whose vibration clashes with your ruling planet, the sun, your energy field structure breaks down. That's when you stop being you. Throughout astrological history, Leos have been the most vulnerable to inner crisis when the sun forms a tense angle with Pluto. In 2017, a Leo leader resigned midterm not from failure, but because they lost their inner compass. In 2001, a celebrated Leo artist walked off the stage at the height of their fame, saying, "I can't hear my inner voice anymore. Everything outside was fine, but inside, they dimmed." And this April, you may face something similar if you don't realize that the shadow might be coming from the things you assumed were harmless. That's why April 14th and 15th are not bad days. They're testing days, a moment when the universe watches to see, do you shine brightly enough to pass through your own darkness? Are you awake enough not to switch off your own light when it begins to flicker? If your heartbeat is slowing as you read this, it's because a deeper part of you has already recognized the truth. And from this very moment, you've already begun your return to the real light. Stay with it. Don't look away, because right after this, you'll discover exactly which three colors, seemingly harmless, are actually the invisible cloaks dimming your radiance. Part 2, the three forbidden colors. Forbidden color 1, pure black. Some colors don't just change how you look, they shift the flow of energy around you, silently, subtly, but with immense power. And pure black, a color often seen as a symbol of elegance and authority on April 14th and 15th, becomes an invisible darkness capable of halting every current of prosperity coming your way, especially if you're a Leo. It's no coincidence that among all colors, black is the only one that doesn't reflect light. It absorbs it. It swallows every ray of brightness. It gives nothing back to the world, only keeps everything to itself. And for a zodiac sign like Leo, born to shine, to radiate energy, to attract with innate charisma, wearing pure black during a period when the sun is being suppressed by Pluto is like extinguishing the very flame burning in your heart with your own hands. Nostradamus once left behind an eerie prophecy. When the lion wears the cloak of darkness, it will no longer see the path its own claws once carved. A prophecy not only literal, but deeply aligned with astrology. When the sun's light is absorbed, Leo loses the inner voice, the compass that always leads them true. On these 2 days, if you wear black or surround yourself in an environment saturated with black tones, you're distorting your entire energy field. You'll begin to feel your aura becoming dense, heavy, and hard to project. You'll speak with your usual charm, but people won't respond. You'll work with your usual passion, but recognition won't come. You'll seek opportunities, but they'll just pass by. Buddhism teaches, the heart is like a lamp in the night. If placed in darkness, its light will guide no one, not even itself. Black, during these 2 days, is that darkness. It's not inherently bad, but it demands an extraordinarily strong inner light to resist being consumed. And during this astrological cycle, your light is already dimmed because the sun, your ruling planet, is being challenged by Pluto's controlling square. In other words, you're already vulnerable, and when you wear a powerful color like black, it becomes a direct confrontation. And the most dangerous part, you won't notice right away. You'll feel fine, but things around you begin to shift just a little. That's how misaligned energy works, quietly, decisively. There was once a Leo, an acclaimed artist, who wore all black during her product launch event. Everyone said she looked elegant, powerful, but 10 days later, the project failed not because the product lacked quality, but because her energy no longer radiated. People heard her, but weren't drawn in. That was when her light had already been absorbed. That was when she turned off the light without realizing it. And if you've ever felt like, I'm still me, but why does no one seem to see it anymore? Then chances are you wore black at the wrong time. But today, you're listening. And that means your light is still there and it's ready to shine again. So don't wait until opportunity fades to trace it back to the cause. Choose now. Avoid pure black on April 14th and 15th. No need for fear, just awareness. And if you're feeling something gently stirring inside, a quiet knowing that says, yes, it's time to shift, then hit the like button on this video as a way to switch your inner light back on. Comment, choose light, to claim the energy you want to move forward with. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel right now, not just to hear parts 2 and 3, but so that every time the universe begins to shift, you'll receive the reminder at the right time, at the right frequency, in alignment with who you truly are. Because Leo, you were not born to wear darkness. You were born to burn so brightly, nothing can dim you. Forbidden color. 2. Ash gray, silver. There's a color that carries no darkness, like black, and no brilliance like red. It sits in between, quiet, cold, and always present in moments when one is no longer sure of themselves. That color is ash gray, silver. The color of ambiguity, the color of indecision. The color that, if Leo wears it on April 9th or 10th, can dim your inner light to the point where even you no longer recognize where you are in your journey toward abundance. If black is the ending, then ash gray is the threshold, the place where you don't know if you're rising or falling, the place where everything seems fine, but nothing is progressing. The moment you feel like you're still living, but the light has long been extinguished without you even noticing. For Leo, born under the sun's rays, living through brilliance, leading with clarity, and inspiring through presence, ash gray silver is one of the most dangerous energies, because it doesn't attack you directly. It slowly erodes your belief in yourself. Nostradamus once wrote, "When the king no longer knows he is king, the people no longer know where the throne is." Scholars have interpreted this as a warning about identity confusion and weakened inner conviction, both of which ash gray brings to Leo during these energy-constricted dates, like April 14th and 15th. Astrology clearly indicates that on these 2 days, Pluto is slowing down the sun's frequency, disrupting Leo's energetic rhythm and causing instability. Ash gray, being a color of twilight, the in-between of light and dark, syncs dangerously with this instability, leaving you disoriented without knowing why. You're still speaking, but your voice no longer resonates. You're still smiling, but the sparkle no longer shines in your eyes. You're still walking, but no one turns to look. And you start to wonder, something's off, but what is it? Then you go quiet. And that's when ash gray completes its mission, pulling you into an energy void. In Buddhism, this is known as subtle ignorance, a more dangerous form than deep ignorance, because those who are deeply unaware often suffer and know they suffer. But those in subtle ignorance drift through an illusion of fine, all the while drifting farther from their center. Leo wasn't born to be forgettable, but if you choose to wear ash gray on days of energetic turbulence, you are actively dimming the guiding light you were born with. I once witnessed a Leo CEO famous for his inspiring leadership wear an ash gray suit during an important meeting. On the surface, he looked polished, elegant, but for the first time in years, when he finished his speech, no one applauded. He stepped down, glanced back at the room, and I remember his eyes, as if even he didn't know what had just happened. His light was no longer visible. And if you've ever felt like, I'm still me, but people don't believe in me the way they used to, or I'm acting but it's no longer making an impact, ask yourself, how much gray have you accidentally surrounded yourself with? Nostradamus whispered another prophecy. There will come a day when light is not extinguished, but simply forgotten. That is the day you wear gray and tell yourself it's just a color. That is the day you live, but no longer radiate. That is the day people still see you, but no longer feel you. But that day doesn't have to come, because you're here, because you're listening, and because light, no matter how faint, can always be reignited if you choose wisely. Avoid ash gray, silver on April 14th and 15th. Choose colors with clear light like warm gold, sunlit orange, or radiant white. And if some part of your heart is softly whispering yes, then click the like button on this video as a way to call your light back. Comment below, I'm done with gray. I choose light. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel right now as a commitment to protect your original radiance, to never again let subtle shadows dim your soul. Because Leo, you weren't born to be remembered. You were born to be unforgettable. Forbidden color 3, deep dark purple. Some colors are neither darkness nor light. They are a dream dyed in emotion, a soft, alluring veil that once stepped through leaves you unsure of what's real and what's imagined. Deep dark purple is exactly that kind of color, and for Leo it is the most dangerous shade to wear on April 14th and 15th. If black is the color of concealment and gray the color of uncertainty, then deep dark purple is the color of illusion. It doesn't extinguish your light, it distorts it, making you believe you're on the right path when in truth you're lost in a maze of your own emotions. For Leo, ruled by the sun, living through clarity of mind and unmistakable personal magnetism, deep dark purple acts like a hypnotic drug. It strips away your ability to see things objectively. You begin interpreting everything through emotion. You become more easily hurt, more easily doubtful, and from that doubt, you slowly withdraw from your own inner light. Nostradamus once wrote a mysterious prophecy, passed down in an ancient manuscript from "He who lives in the violet dream will think he is flying until he steps off the edge of the cliff." Modern astrologers believe this was written for signs with powerful light like Leo, because those who shine brightest are often the most tempted by the soft glow of deep purple. It looks like a gentler version of power, but it lacks the grounding root of truth. On April 14th and 15th, the sun's energy is being subtly manipulated by Pluto, creating what astrologers call a misaligned awakening, a state where you're conscious, but only within your own dream. And deep dark purple resonates perfectly with that distorted frequency. You'll start dreaming of beautiful things, but take no real action. You'll feel as if you're sensing deeply, but in reality, your emotions are controlling you. You'll believe you're choosing by intuition, but you're being guided by a frequency that no longer belongs to you. In Buddhism, this state is called deluded perception, when you take emotions born from the ego as absolute truth. The danger? Delusion doesn't immediately hurt. It feels soft, reassuring, enough until you realize all your opportunities have quietly passed you by. I once heard a story of a highly successful Leo, a powerful, confident female entrepreneur. During a meditation retreat, she wore a deep dark purple scarf for 3 days. She said it made her feel more profound. But afterward, she stopped making quick decisions. She no longer spoke with strength. Her certainty vanished. She became consumed by introspection, wrapped in a strange emotional fog, beautiful but directionless. Upon returning, she missed a major investment opportunity because she felt not quite clear enough, all because of a color. Deep dark purple doesn't make you wrong, it makes you slow. And for Leo, slow means lost, because you were born to lead, to start, to inspire through action. If you wear deep dark purple on April 9th, you may start speaking more softly, thinking more cautiously. It may seem like a good thing, but in truth, it signals that you no longer trust your own light. And that is the moment when you begin to drift from your cosmic path. That is when the universe stops responding, because you're no longer truly you, but the light inside you is still there. It's just asleep, and you can wake it through one simple choice of color. Avoid deep dark purple on April 14th and 15th. Choose more grounding tones like fiery red-orange, sunlit gold, or radiant ivory white. Hold on to the clear, direct, and decisive light that is Leo's original energy. If you've been feeling too dreamy, too soft lately, if you feel like you're no longer the center of your own life, then click like on this video as a way to reawaken your radiant power. Comment, "I break free from the fog. I choose clarity." And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel right now as a cosmic promise that you're returning not distorted by color, not lost in your own glow anymore. Because Leo, you were not born to dream in the dark, you were born to live boldly in the light. Part 3, signs you're affected by the wrong color. Some misalignments don't start with your actions. They begin with a very small choice, like the color you wear at the exact moment the universe shifts. And when you're a Leo, symbol of light, power, and fierce individuality, just one wrong color can knock your entire presence out of frequency. You don't disappear, but you stop being seen. On April 14th and 15th, If you allow yourself to be surrounded by misaligned tones like deep black, ashen grey, or dark purple, the first thing you'll notice won't be a dramatic event. It'll be something quiet, almost unnoticeable. You're no longer sure who you are. You walk into a room but no eyes turn toward you. You say the right thing, but silence greets you in return. You give your all, but are misunderstood or simply overlooked. This is not your fault. It's the moment your inner light stops fully radiating. Nostradamus once wrote, "The one who leads becomes a shadow when light no longer reflects onto the earth." It sounds poetic, but it's actually a precise description of what happens astrologically when Leo becomes disconnected from its source, the sun under Pluto's interference. And in that moment, if you wear the wrong color, you begin to dim yourself in the eyes of the world without even realizing it. Buddhist philosophy teaches, when body, speech, and mind are not aligned, the person ceases to exist as a whole. And color is the very first layer of body. It's the energetic frequency others feel from you before you ever speak. If this frequency is misaligned, you might still be yourself, but no one recognizes you as such. A Leo affected by the wrong color will often show very subtle signs. They hesitate before acting even though they're usually bold. They smile less, or their smile no longer lights up the room. They feel unsettled in their own skin, but can't name the reason. They avoid eye contact or shy away from visibility. Even while speaking, they feel strangely disconnected from their own vision. These are signs of a flame that's not extinguished but smothered in smoke. Throughout history, astrological cycles like this have pulled many Leos into what we call inner dimming. They didn't fail dramatically, but they lost themselves in the small details. They paused when they should have pushed forward. They turned back because of an uncertainty that, unbeknownst to them, began with the simple misalignment of the colors they wrapped around their aura. You may think it's just color, but you forget. All light begins with color, and you, Leo, are the light. So if something I've said is gently tapping on something inside you, if you've been feeling less radiant than usual without knowing why, then maybe, just maybe, the wrong color frequency has led you away from your golden axis. But you can reset. You don't have to do anything big. You just have to avoid the 3 forbidden colors we spoke about earlier. You just have to recognize these signs within yourself and return to presence. And if you feel your light starting to gently vibrate again, click like on this video like a soft knock on your soul's mirror, calling your radiance home. Comment, receive the signal, I'm returning. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Buddhist Daily Wisdom now. Let it be the milestone that marks your return. Returning to your original light, your core confidence, your unshakable Leo essence. Because you don't need to shout to be seen. You just need to shine at the right frequency, and the entire universe will turn to look. Part 4, the reset ritual. How to neutralize misaligned energy. Sometimes, what saves us from a spiral of energetic chaos isn't something grand. It's something incredibly small, done at the right time. A color choice, a mindful breath, a gemstone resting silently in the palm of your hand, a gaze that turns toward the light instead of getting lost in the fog. And on April 14th-15th, if you're a Leo, resetting is non-negotiable. Not to fight, but to soften the energetic turbulence that's pulled you out of rhythm. To bring yourself back into alignment with the exact frequency your ruling planet, the sun, is waiting for you to match. Because during this period, Pluto will quietly challenge your inner light. But you don't need to win. You only need to hold steady. And that steadiness starts with 3 simple but powerful anchors: color, crystal, and conscious breath. The first color you should wear is radiant golden yellow, the purest embodiment of Leo. Yellow doesn't just activate personal shine, it carries the frequency of gratitude and abundance. In Buddhist philosophy, gold is the color of awakened wisdom, the light of clarity. When you wear yellow during these 2 days, you're reigniting your central energy pillar. Next, wear fiery orange, the vibration of action, inspiration, and transformation. Orange holds a powerful yang energy, helping Leo reclaim decisiveness dulled by forbidden shades. It's also the color of the sacral chakra, the center of creativity and passion. Wearing orange means reigniting the flame within that may have flickered. And finally, choose pearl white or creamy golden white, the color of purification and energetic reset. White represents no color, the readiness to receive something new. During these astrologically tense days, this color helps you feel lighter, clearer, and open to receive light in its purest form. If colors are the outer layer of energetic armor, then crystals are the internal anchors. And during this time of cosmic testing, Leo should keep two stones close. Amber, not only the stone of confidence, but also a filter of negative energy. Amber is solidified sunlight. It holds ancient light, emits balanced frequency, and is especially vital when your inner glow is under siege. Wear amber as a protective shield around your energetic field. Citrine, the stone of wealth, wisdom, and emotional clarity. Citrine activates financial energy, keeps your decisions grounded, and shields you from emotionally driven detours. Wearing citrine is your message to the universe. I choose clarity. I choose the right direction. But more than color or crystal, the one thing that will truly hold you steady is your breath. The Buddha taught, in one breath of mindfulness, entire karmic patterns can be transformed. On the morning of April 14th and 15th, spend at least 5 minutes in light meditation. Sit still, close your eyes, inhale deeply, visualizing sunlight pouring into your crown. Hold the breath gently in your chest. Then exhale, imagining any shadows dissolving into the air. Do this 7 times. Then smile. You'll feel it clearly, a soft but steady current rising from your chest. That is your true Leo. That is the light that never actually left. And if you feel this message resonating somewhere deep inside you, click like on this video as a powerful signal that you are stepping out of misaligned frequencies. Leave a comment. I have chosen the light again. And if you haven't yet, subscribe now, not just for the next message, but as a sacred commitment to the universe that no color, no energy, no shadow will ever keep you from returning to the most radiant, magnetic version of yourself. Because Leo, you weren't born to dim. You were born to blaze. There are days that seem silent, but beneath that stillness, subtle streams of energy are quietly reshaping your destiny. April 14th and 15th are such days for those born under Leo, the ones who live by the light, guarded by the sun. These aren't just 2 dates on a calendar, they are a cosmic checkpoint, a test of alignment, vibrating beneath the surface, where only those who feel will understand. If you let yourself get pulled into the wrong color frequencies like pure black, smoky gray, or deep violet, what you lose isn't money or opportunity. What you lose is your core radiance. No one takes it from you. You shrink, you dim, and you quietly let your brilliance slip away. But today, you've heard, you've seen, and that means the light within you never truly went out. Nostradamus once wrote a simple line, often overlooked: a lamp that extinguishes unnoticed will reignite the moment a still soul stands near. Today, you are that still soul standing close to your own flame. You've listened, you've recognized, and you've chosen again. Remember, you don't need to change the entire world. You only need to not choose those 3 forbidden colors on those 2 crucial days. You only need to wear the golden hue of the sun, hold the stone of light, breathe like a Buddha returning to their center. That's all it takes to redirect your path. Step out of the shadow loop and return to the orbit of wealth, light, and admiration. If you feel ready, click the like button now as a sacred knock to awaken your inner brilliance. Leave a comment below. I choose the light. I reject misfortune. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, not just to stay tuned for the next forecasts, but as a declaration to the universe. I have heard the voice of my soul. I will not enter April with my eyes closed. I will be awake and I will shine. Share this video with any Leo you know so they don't accidentally wander into darkness they can't even see. Because we don't save ourselves with knowledge alone. We save ourselves with timely awareness, and today is that moment.